Sai Ram students, welcome to the revision of chapter 13, that is changes physical and chemical. So children, in the last session of revision we had discussed about the harmful changes, the useful changes, then we saw about the natural changes, man-made changes, slow changes and the fast changes, reversible changes and the irreversible changes. So today we will see about the periodic changes. The changes which occur again and again after a definite interval of time are called as the periodic changes. So periodic changes, they will occur again and again, and they have a particular interval of time like day and night, right? Then beating of heart in the human system, change in the season, right? Because like summer, after summer there is rainy season, after rainy season again winter season. So this is going to happen again and again. There is no changes going to happen in it, right? At a particular interval of time, that is after every 3 months or 4 months, you will have a change in the season, right? So next is non-periodic changes. The changes which will recur after one occurrence are called as non-periodic changes. Even they recur, the time interval is not fixed. So in the periodic changes, you saw children, it is at a fixed interval of time. Whereas in non-periodic changes, there is no fixed time. It will happen any time, right? Like your accident, illness, changes due to the earthquake, burning of matchstick, etc. Right? Next is about the physical change. So what is a physical change? Properties of the original substances remains the same. That is, their composition remains unchanged. So in this physical change, no new substances form. The change is temporary. That means for the time being. It is easily reversible. That is, the original substance can be recovered. For example, the process of dissolving, melting, boiling, etc. So what happens in the physical change? In the physical change, the properties of the substance which is there, original substance, it will remain the same thing, and the composition will also not change. So from this the substance, no new substance will be formed, and the change is also temporary. That means for the time being, and it is reversible also, right? So you can recover the original substance. That's why it is reversible. Right? Now, so process of dissolving, if you take, right, process of melting, boiling, right? Again, you will once the water after boiling, if you keep it for cooling, again you will get the original substance, right? So now here there are some pictures. So you can see the first picture. This is a raw mango and this is a ripened mango. So this is a in this, if you can see, there is a physical change also, chemical change also. Physical change because the fruit is going to remain the same. But why there is a chemical change? Chemical change because the taste of the raw mango is different and the taste of the ripened mango is different. So this is both physical as well as chemical change. Now here you can see in the Petri plate, there are some iron filings and some pieces of paper. So if you take a magnet, you can separate this iron filings from this Petri plate, right? So you can so this is a temporary change. That means you can again keep this keep this iron filings back into the Petri plate, and again you can separate it with the magnet. So this is a physical change. So the next picture is, now you can see this is a bud and it has bloomed into a flower, right? So this is also a physical change. And the last one is in the glass, ice cubes are kept. So after melting, what will happen? It will get converted into water. So it is also a physical change, because once again if you put this water into the freezer, again it will get converted into ice. And as I told you, in this flower bud, what will happen? So the substance is the same, right? The composition is not going to change in this. Only the bud, it has been transformed into a flower. Next is, what is chemical change? The change due to which one substance is transformed into another substance having new and different properties is called as the chemical change. So in the chemical change, you get a new substance which has got new properties also, and it is a new substance, and this change is permanent. You cannot bring it back to the original form. So changes are irreversible. That is, the original substance cannot be recovered. For example, digestion of food, burning of coal, rusting, etc. Right? So this is about the chemical change. So chemical change is permanent change and it is irreversible, whereas physical change is a temporary change and it is reversible. Now what is meant by corrosion? Now corrosion means when an iron article it rusts. So what happens? A reddish layer forms on it, right? And on the copper article you will see a greenish layer on the copper article. So this process is called as corrosion of metal. So corrosion is nothing but it is rusting, right? So things become weak due to corrosion. Corrosion, it is caused because of oxygen, moisture and vapors of the chemicals which are present in the air. So if you want to keep this iron article preserved for a longer time, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to apply a coat of paint on it so that it will not get rusted, right? So corrosion means nothing but it is rusting. So these iron articles they form a reddish brown layer on it when it gets rusted, and the copper articles it forms a greenish layer. So this process is called as corrosion of metals, and because of corrosion what happens? The things they become weak. And what is the reason for corrosion? The reason for corrosion is that in the air oxygen, moisture and vapors of chemicals are present, and because of this corrosion takes place. So iron articles, they are given a thin coat of zinc to prevent the corrosion. So this is called as galvanization. Copper and brass articles, they are coated with tin, and this is called as tinning, right? So these articles, they are given a thin coat so that this corrosion does not take place. Okay. So copper and brass articles, children, they are coated with tin, and this process is called as tinning. And iron articles, they are coated with zinc, so that process is called as galvanization. So now in this new age of technology, a new process called as powder coating is being developed. So these powder coating is nothing but it is coats of various colors which are applied on the metals like iron, aluminium, and what happens? It prevents the corrosion of the metal. So powder coating, this is the new process which has been developed, and this coat, it contains various colors, and these colors, they are applied on the metals like your iron and aluminium, and corrosion of metal can be prevented because of this. Okay, so now we'll see some examples of physical and chemical change. Right now, transformation of ice into water, right? So it is a physical change. Cooking of food, it's a chemical change. Ripening of fruit, it is both physical as well as chemical change. Milk turned into curd, it is a chemical change. Evaporation of water, it is a physical change. Digestion of food in the stomach, it is a chemical change, right? Because transformation of ice into water and evaporation of water, it is a physical change, because again you will get the water, right? So there is no new substances formed in those cases, right? So size reduction of naphtha balls exposed to air, children, it is a physical change. Staining of Shabad or Kadappa tile by lemon juice, it is a chemical change. And breaking of a glass object and falling from a height, it is a physical change. Now children, with this we finish our chapter 13, that is changes physical and chemical. So let's look at some questions like match the following. Now in match the following, what is given? Conversion of milk into yogurt, right? And in column B, the options are given, like you have to find out conversion of milk into yogurt. It is which type of change, whether it is natural, whether it is useful, whether it is chemical change, periodic change, physical change or slow change. So conversion of milk into yogurt, children, it is a chemical change. So you will select that one. Now stretching of a spring. Stretching of a spring is which type of change, children? It is physical change, because it will come back to the original position once the spring is returned back to its original position. Okay. Now next one is revolution of earth round the sun, right? So revolution of the earth round the sun, it keeps on, it is continuous, right? So it is a periodic change. Baking bread. Now baking bread is what, children? It is a useful change. So you will take useful change. Now children, occurrence of an earthquake, it is a natural change. So you will select natural because it occurs naturally. So in this way you will select the answers of match the following. So the next question is find the odd man out. So if you see in A part, what is given? Rusting of iron, spoiling of food, sharpening a pencil and burning of coal. So if you see, children, rusting of iron, it is a harmful change. Spoiling of food, it is a harmful change. Burning of coal is also a harmful change. Sharpening a pencil, it is a useful change. So the odd man out is sharpening a pencil. Next one is conversion of milk into yogurt, stretching of a spring, breaking of a glass object and occurrence of an earthquake. So if you see conversion of milk into yogurt, it is chemical change. Stretching of a spring is physical change. Breaking of a glass object is also physical change. And occurrence of an earthquake is also a physical change. So the odd man out is conversion of milk into yogurt, which is a chemical change. Rest all are physical changes. So like this questions will be asked in your second semester exam. So I hope students you have understood lesson number 13. So goodbye.